It's been over 6 months since Sundar quit C4ETech. A lot of you were surprised. I was too. You kept asking me what happened, but I've kept my silence. Now that's not because I don't believe you deserve a reply. You do. But rather because I feel dirty laundry shouldn't be aired in public. I've always felt a tech channel needs to focus on the tech and not drama. Makes sense, right? It is a tech channel after all. But yesterday, Ash Answers went live after a long time, and a lot of you guys are still asking me about what happened even 6 months later. And that, coupled with a few recent developments, mean that, well, you guys want to know the story. Everyone around me wants me to tell it. So guess what? I'm gonna tell it. Break the silence. This video is about what went down, why Sundar quit, and how he screwed C4ETech, and why after 7 years of never doing a video where I speak about another YouTuber or anyone else personally, I've finally had to break that self-imposed rule and do this video. So go on, grab yourself some popcorn, because this one's gonna be worth watching. The truth usually is. Hey guys, Ash here from C4ETech, and let's get started. So here's the part you've been waiting for. What happened? Why did Sundar leave? Earlier this year, around the time of the OnePlus 6 launch, Sundar wanted to take a vacation of 11 days. His reasons were, he just wanted to chill with some friends for a while. I disagreed. Given it was a high-intensity season with multiple launches, the OnePlus 6, the Honor 10 and so on, Sundar had been with C4ETech at that point only for 9 months full-time. Anybody who works a full-time job knows that in your first year, you don't get to take almost 2 weeks for vacation, let alone during a high-profile work situation. Especially when just 9 months back, when he switched from part-timing to full-time, he had taken a long vacation. He went to Japan and all that. I'm sure if you watched Ash Answers, you'd know that. And just the previous month before this conversation, yes, it was technically for work, but I did send him to Spain, all expenses paid for MWC, barring an hour or so of footage that he sent me of a couple of launches. It was all time to chill. So now guys, you have to remember this. He was getting paid a lot, much more than anyone else working for C4ETech. On some months, even more than me, the guy who built C4ETech for 5 years before Sundar ever came on board. So why was he getting paid this much? Now it's not because he deserved the pay at that time. He had committed to being with C4ETech for 5 years at least, and I thought I was investing into C4ETech's growth over a long time, into C4ETech's future. Now, I've known Sundar for 14 years and considered him family. So though his pay demand was much more than what I could afford, and though people I knew and respected in the industry kept telling me that that was way too much money to pay one person, I still went ahead and paid him what he demanded. But even then, despite all the high pay and everything, his unreasonable demand for vacation, I still agreed. I said, let's meet somewhere. You know what, I'll get you 8 days of vacation. 11 days is way too high. That would mean we would have to compromise stuff on C4ETech. But that's when he threatened to quit. I spent almost 6 hours trying to convince him not to quit. He'd have none of it. He started saying stuff at one point like, I don't think I can do YouTube anymore. Being on camera doesn't matter to me. This is not what I want to do with my life. I don't like doing YouTube. I just can't see myself doing this for a long time. And so not wanting to force someone who didn't want to do YouTube at all, I ended up accepting his resignation. And here's a fun fact. A few weeks later, he started his setup for his own channel, basically taking all that money I gave him, believing that I was investing in C4ETech's future based on his 5-year commitment. He just used it to fund his own channel. Now, here's another interesting thing. Why did he feel he deserved that vacation? Doesn't that feel odd? Well, there are 2 reasons. One, he felt he ran the day-to-day operations here, and he wasn't totally incorrect. Now guys, think about this for a minute. Let's say I hire you to manage a team. But if I keep talking to the team directly and giving them instructions, they're not going to respect you, are they? Like say you tell someone you need to get something done in the morning, but then I go ahead, I totally contradict you and say, no, do that in the evening, do something else now. They're just not going to listen to you going forwards. So I need to let you handle stuff. And that was my thought process as I let Sundar run some things by himself. Number 2 is the fact that I trusted him enough that I took all the hard videos onto myself and put them into the easiest videos that got the most exposure. Again, think about it for a minute. Go back, check the C4ETech channel stats. Speed tests almost always do better than full reviews. Ask any YouTuber you know and they tell you that speed tests are much easier than full reviews. I always gave Sundar the speed tests and took the full reviews myself. Why? I felt it would help him connect with you guys better. which I again saw as an investment into C4ETech, into C4ETech's future, so that maybe I could take some time eventually to go cover more events, do MWC, CES, IFA, and all that stuff, collab with more people. You always want to see me do more collabs. I just wanted to give you guys what you wanted, all those things that you've been asking for, but I haven't been able to do. But then at that point, he started believing he earned all that, and he was kind of like my boss from there. He felt he deserved to have final say in his offs and vacations. But that is not how a job works now, does it? There is no way I could let one employee take a vacation right in the middle of one of our hottest months. I mean, if it were a family emergency, I would totally understand. There's no issue there. Hell, I've known his family long enough that I would have taken off too. But this wasn't a family emergency. This was a guy wanting to go on a trek with his buddies for not one, not two, not a week, 11 freaking days. So after talks broke down and I accepted his decision to quit, he refused to serve his notice period as well. He insisted that if I wanted him to serve notice, he will take his 2-week vacation right in between the notice period. Now guys, that is again not how notice periods work, right? So basically he put me at a point where I either gave in to his demands and sacrificed on coverage on C4ETech, or I let him go and sacrificed on coverage for C4ETech. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. I really wasn't happy about this kind of bargaining, threatening to disrupt C4ETech coverage, screw all of you guys, screw me, and using that to negotiate vacations. So he ended up not working a single day after this conversation. Now him abruptly leaving left C4ETech handicapped. Based on the fact that he would be here, I had committed to OnePlus and Honor that I would attend the OnePlus 6 and Honor 10 launch events in the UK. The tickets were booked and it was too late for me to back out of the commitment. So yes, heated words were exchanged on both sides. I'm not denying it. I'm in fact owning up to it because, that's it about me. If I mess up, I'm going to take responsibility. But how am I the bad guy here? I mean, please tell me. Let me know in the comments below. What would you do? Now, as angry as I was at that moment, I still realized he's young, and I also know that growing up in a rich family, driving a Jaguar at 17, the way he handled his phones, he didn't really understand the value of money. He's always gotten whatever he's wanted in life, and he wasn't really willing to compromise one bit, one tiny little bit. So I took it all as a youthful mistake, since he wasn't even aware of the realities of life, like all of us who aren't born to rich parents, all of us who don't get everything we want. So I decided not to hold any bad feelings and tweeted out a very pleasant, "It was a pleasure working with you and I wish you all the best in your future endeavors" kind of tweet. But then here's where things started getting weird. He insisted time and again on taking shots at C4ETech on social media, implying that he got fired for no reason over and over again. And remember, this is a Twitter handle that I personally helped build, over and over recommending it on Ash Answers myself. But anyway, I didn't understand what he had to be pissed about. He ripped me off, he got all the exposure he wanted, threatened the channel, and ended up quitting because I wouldn't let him be my boss. And then things got worse. Basically, at that point, any phone we covered, he'd wait for the video to go live and then indirectly contradict something we've said in the video. So for example, a phone with a stellar camera came out. You guys loved it, I loved it. I called it great in my video. The very same day he went out and tweeted that the camera interface on that exact phone is crap and he couldn't understand how people were saying it's good. I mean, this happened way too many times for it to be a coincidence. Now, again, all this is his point of view and I shouldn't really care about what he says on his Twitter handle, right? I agree, I wouldn't care about it today, but back then I had to, since his Twitter handle was C4eSundar. His banner image was still my face. He refused to change it. Now, here's something funny. Sundar's full name is Ashwin Sundar. My full name is Ashwin Ganesh. So when he came on board, we decided to use his last name so that we avoid any kind of confusion. And while he was all for it back then, he just wanted the job. But as he grew on C4ETech, he started arguing, saying, I want to go by Ashwin, I don't want to go by Sundar, I don't like going by Sundar anymore. He's fought for it a lot, as anybody working for C4ETech will attest to. He even insisted that he'd maintain 2 Instagram accounts, you can look it up, just for this reason, one under Sundar, one under Ashwin Sundar. Okay, that's fair. But now you've quit C4ETech. You've made it clear you don't want to be Sundar. So why is your Twitter handle still C4eSundar? That was my question. Why can't you change it to anything you want? And I spent about an hour trying to explain why he still can't use C4ETech branding and my face, this ugly mug, on his Twitter. Isn't that simple? Does it even warrant an explanation? I mean, we've seen others quit channels. We've seen Michael Fisher leave Pocket Nav, Josh Vergara leave Android Authority, Kaiman Wong, if you follow cameras, leave Digital Ref TV. No one goes around using their ex-employer's branding, right? And Sundar's reply, and I'm gonna quote him, I didn't know if I was supposed to get angry about it or laugh out loud hearing it. He basically told me, C4E Sundar doesn't mean it was C4ETech. It is just random C4E. C4E doesn't have to stand for C4ETech. There are so many C4Es in the world. It's just C4 and E. I mean, that is what it is. And I even understand, I even agree. I mean, if you're a viewer, you want to use a C4E in your handle, that's totally fine. But you're an ex-employee, right? People still associate you with C4ETech. Then finally, after a long call, he said, okay, fine, I'll change it. But of course, again, he had to make it seem like he was being forced to change for no reason except me bullying him or something with a series of tweets directed at C4ETech. By the way, fun fact, till date he still adds C4ETech to the tags of every single video he makes. It's even in his channel tags, and no other YouTuber who's left a channel does it. I mean, this is just to get some C4ETech viewers over, get some kind of coverage, some cheap kind of views. But these are minor issues and I was tired, I was exhausted, and I just let it be. But all this indirect, passive-aggressive tweets from Sundar meant a lot of you guys kept asking me more and more about him. I was being questioned all the time, and I felt it was really bad for me to ignore your questions. I felt I introduced Sundar to you, I told you guys to follow him, I put him front and center on C4ETech, so it was my responsibility, right? I owed you a reply. And I wasn't being too harsh or anything, I was just replying saying, let's keep things focused on C4ETech, let's move on to the future. Basically, I was being like Motorola support being asked for update schedules. There was no substance in that, but I had to reply something at least. I felt so bad about it. Well, he took offense at that. Now come on, what was I supposed to do? Oh my god, Sundar quit. What am I supposed to do here? That's when he crossed the line, going out and tweeting something like, if people are thinking about me, it means I won in their minds. Let's not worry about those pathetic people. Now this was a line crossed. So I went direct to his place, I met him in person, talked some sense into him, and he apologized. He took down the tweet and promised he wouldn't talk about C4ETech anymore. And if that was the end of it, I'd be super happy, because at that point, all I wanted to do was move on. I still just want to move on, focus on C4ETech's future. But sadly, that wasn't the end of it, because in the last few months, a few things have been popping up. First, I started getting calls from multiple brands saying Sundar has been calling them for review units and other things, kind of misleading them about a C4ETech association. I didn't care much about this, because at the end of the day, if a brand is stupid enough to not know what's going on and believe he's still with C4ETech, it's the brand's problem, not mine, right? But this, the last part, is one of the reasons why I'm here shooting this video, talking about personal stuff, airing dirty laundry, something I've never done in 7 years. Now, given my silence, a lot of people, YouTubers and viewers like you alike, don't know everything that's happened. They assume Sundar's okay, he's a nice guy to deal with. Seems that way, doesn't it? I've told you he's a nice guy in the past. I've not said anything to contradict it. And I'm okay with it. I'm okay with him riding my coattails. I'm okay with the hours I lost training him. I'm okay with all the long nights where I worked till 5 a.m. to fix his mistakes while he wanted to leave early because he wanted to hang out with friends. I'm okay with the days I've had to go into work on my offs to fix mistakes he's made on videos. Hell, I'm even okay with the insane amount of money I lost, money that I thought I was investing into my own channel based on his 5-year commitment, money that he's decided to just use as capital and start his own channel. I'm okay with all of this, as okay as I could be. I take responsibility for my actions. Sundar did not put a gun to my head. He did not force me to hire him. It was my choice, so it is my fault. Like I said at the start, a tech channel should be a tech channel. I'm okay moving on. But this is the problem. Now I've been hearing from reputed sources, people I've known for a long time in this industry, that he's been going around bad-mouthing me and spreading lies about me. Telling people I said bad things about them and stuff like that, trying to stir up drama, controversy, just to further his own agenda. I mean, dude, you made me promote you on my channel, you ripped off a huge amount of money for it, you still use my channel name on every video tag, you use every follower you earned from your time here, you use every brand contact you got here, you use everything you learned here, you want to shoot my style videos, you want to use the camera I use, the keyboard I use. I mean, I'm okay with you being C4ETech light, riding my coattails. I'm fine with all that. I've let all that slide without so much as a peep. But now you're trying to defame C4ETech, you're trying to create drama between me and other YouTubers, you're trying to go around lying about me. Why? Just so people notice you, do a collab with you, get you some more views? I once considered you a brother, mate. But why have you sunk this damn low? I mean, go on, work hard, make something of yourself. I don't want to have anything to do with you. Good luck to you, good luck to your channel. Do well, do very well. Match my numbers, go past my numbers. Whatever the hell you want to do, just let me be. Just let me focus on my tech. Why do you need to keep needling me, talking about me behind my back every single time you have the chance? Why, dude? Why? Haven't I paid you enough yet? Anyway. Sorry about that, guys. This is what's happened, and this has been a very hard video for me to make, but I do understand the need for transparency at this hour. I do understand you, the C4E family, have stood by me through my highs and lows for the last 7 years, and you deserve an explanation, and I had no other option but to do this. Now, I'm sure Sundar's gonna come up with a reply, a video where he's again gonna try to lie or try his best to twist facts around. When he does that, whether you're a viewer or another YouTuber, it's up to you to believe what you want. Here are the facts. I've been here 7 years. I've never had a feud with another YouTuber. I've never gotten into any drama. This is me. You know my life, you know my story. Like I've been saying, I just want to be done with this. I just want to move on, focus on C4ETech. So it's up to you to believe what you want to believe. I've said my piece. It's all out there in the open right now, and I'm done.